Have you ever heard of missing 411? It's a term that sends a shiver down the spine of anyone who loves the great outdoors. Imagine this: you're hiking in a beautiful national park, the sun is shining, you're on a well-marked trail, and then you vanish without a trace. This isn't just a plot from a horror movie. It's a real-life mystery happening in America's wildlands, and it's what we're exploring today. The term missing 411 was coined by former police officer David Paulides. After retiring, he was approached by a park ranger who was deeply concerned about the strange and unsolved disappearances happening in national parks. Intrigued, Paulides began to investigate, and what he uncovered was astonishing. He compiled thousands of cases of people who vanished under bizarre and baffling circumstances, publishing his findings in a series of books called Missing 411. These aren't your typical missing person cases. We're not talking about people who got lost, had an accident, or were victims of a clear crime. The cases in the Missing 411 files share a set of strange, recurring patterns that defy easy explanation. They happen in clusters, in specific national parks, forests, and rural areas across North America. Think places like Yosemite, Yellowstone, and the Great Smoky Mountains. One of the most chilling patterns is how these disappearances often occur. Victims frequently vanish in the late afternoon. Search and rescue teams, often involving highly trained professionals and tracking dogs, are deployed almost immediately. But here's where it gets weird. In many cases, the tracking dogs will follow a scent for a short distance and then abruptly stop, as if the person was lifted straight up into the air. Or, the dogs will lead the searchers in circles, completely confused. Another common element involves weather. A sudden, unexpected storm, be it rain, fog, or snow, will often roll in right after the person goes missing. This not only hinders the search efforts but also seems to erase any potential tracks or evidence, as if the environment itself is conspiring to hide what happened. Let's talk about who is disappearing. A significant number of victims are children. Take the case of 2-year-old Dor Kunz Jr. in 2015. He was camping with his family in Idaho. His parents looked away for just a moment, and he was gone. An extensive search involving hundreds of volunteers found absolutely nothing. Not a footprint, not a piece of clothing, nothing. How does a toddler simply vanish from a crowded campsite in broad daylight? Then there's the case of 6-year-old Dennis Martin. In 1969, he was on a camping trip in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. He and his brother decided to play a prank on their parents by hiding behind some bushes. His brother jumped out to surprise them, but Dennis never did. He was gone. A massive search, one of the largest in the park's history, was launched. The only clue ever found was a single footprint from a child's shoe, miles away from where he was last seen, in an area that would have been incredibly difficult for a small child to reach. But it's not just children. Adults vanish too, often highly experienced hikers and hunters. Aaron Hedges, an experienced outdoorsman, went missing in Montana's Crazy Mountains in 2014. He got separated from his hunting partner. What he had supplies and a radio. He even made radio contact, saying he was fine and heading down a drainage. Then, silence. His body was found nearly a year later, many miles away, on top of a mountain peak that was virtually inaccessible. He was missing his boots and his gear was found far from his body. How did he get up there, and why would he take off his boots in a rugged, mountainous environment? This brings us to another bizarre pattern. Victims are often found in areas that had already been thoroughly searched multiple times, or they are found in places that make no logical sense. They might be found miles away from where they disappeared, across impossible terrain like steep cliffs, dense thickets, or raging rivers that they couldn't have possibly crossed on their own, especially the very young or the elderly. And then there's the clothing. In a number of cases, victims are found without their shoes, coats, or other essential pieces of clothing, even in freezing conditions. This phenomenon is known as paradoxical undressing, which can occur with hypothermia. But many of these cases don't fit the typical hypothermia profile, and the items are sometimes found neatly folded or placed far from the body. Water bodies also play a significant role. Many of the disappearance clusters are located near lakes, rivers, or creeks. Sometimes the person is never found, other times they are found in the water, even when the search had been focused on land for days. So what's going on here? The official explanations usually fall back on things like animal attacks, getting lost, or succumbing to the elements. And while those explanations are valid for many cases, they just don't fit the truly strange ones in the missing 411 profile. If it were a predator, like a mountain lion or a bear, there would almost always be evidence. You'd find tracks, drag marks, blood, or torn clothing. But in these specific cases, there's a complete lack of such evidence. The search areas are eerily clean. Could it be human perpetrators? Serial killers? It's possible, but highly unlikely to account for the sheer number of cases across such a vast geographical area, spanning decades. And it doesn't explain the lack of evidence. A human abductor would almost certainly leave a trace: tire tracks, footprints, a struggle. Again, in these cases, there is nothing. This is where the theories start to get a bit more unconventional. David Paulides himself avoids speculating. He presents the data and lets the clusters and patterns speak for themselves. But the community that has grown around this mystery has plenty of ideas. Some people point to undiscovered creatures, modern-day cryptozoology. They talk about folklore and Native American legends of creatures that live deep in the woods, creatures that are best left undisturbed. Could there be something out there that we don't understand? A predator so stealthy and intelligent that it leaves no trace. Others look to the sky. They suggest the possibility of alien abduction. It sounds like science fiction, but the idea of someone being lifted away, explaining the scent trails that go cold, is a compelling, if extraordinary, explanation for some. Then there are more esoteric theories. Some speculate about portals or interdimensional doorways located in these specific areas. Could people be accidentally stumbling into another reality? This theory might sound far-fetched, but when you're faced with facts that defy conventional logic, people start looking for unconventional answers. The truth is, we don't know, and that's what makes the missing 411 phenomenon so deeply unsettling. These aren't just stories. They are real people with families who are left with a lifetime of unanswered questions and unimaginable grief. These are meticulously documented cases that challenge our understanding of the world and our place in it. It serves as a powerful reminder. Our national parks and forests are beautiful, but they are also wild, untamed places that command respect. When you go out there, be prepared. Always tell someone your plans, carry essential survival gear, and never, ever underestimate the wilderness. The strange patterns of missing 411 highlight that even when you think you're safe, the wild can hold secrets we are not meant to understand. What do you think is happening? Is it a combination of natural events and bad luck, or is there something more mysterious at play in our planet's most remote corners? Let me know your theories in the comments below. The mystery of missing 411 remains one of the most compelling and terrifying puzzles of our time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Stay safe out there.